The power of mind. Jack and Jill were two friends who loved to hike. They enjoyed the challenge and the scenery, and they always looked for new trails and routes. They had a friendly rivalry, and they often debated about various topics and issues. They felt like they were smart and curious, and they liked to test each other's knowledge and opinions. One day, they decided to hike up a mountain that had a flagpole at the top. They had heard that the view from there was spectacular, and that the flag was a symbol of pride and courage. They wanted to see it for themselves, and to feel the accomplishment of reaching it. They felt like they had a goal and a purpose, and they liked to pursue their dreams and passions. They started their hike early in the morning, and they made good progress. They chatted and joked along the way, and they admired the nature around them. They also argued and disagreed on some things, and they tried to convince each other of their points of view. They felt like they had a voice and a perspective, and they liked to express their thoughts and feelings. They reached the top of the mountain by noon, and they saw the flagpole with the flag flapping in the wind. They were awed by the sight, and they felt a sense of achievement and joy. They took some pictures and videos, and they celebrated their success. They felt like they had made it and seen it, and they liked to share their experiences and memories. But then, they noticed something that sparked their curiosity and debate. They saw that the flag was moving in different directions, sometimes fast and sometimes slow, sometimes left and sometimes right. They wondered what was causing this movement, and they came up with different explanations. They felt like they had a question and an answer, and they liked to explore their curiosity and logic. Jack said that it was the wind that was really moving, and that it was pushing the flag around. He said that the wind was a natural force that could change its speed and direction, depending on the weather and the terrain. He said that the wind was the source of the movement, and that the flag was just following it. He felt like he had a reasonable and scientific answer, and he liked to prove his knowledge and intelligence. Jill said that it was the flag that was really moving, and that it was waving in the wind. She said that the flag was a flexible material that could bend and twist, depending on the shape and size. She said that the flag was the source of the movement, and that the wind was just supporting it. She felt like she had a sensible and artistic answer, and she liked to show her creativity and imagination. They argued back and forth, trying to persuade each other of their views. They pointed out flaws and gaps in each other's arguments, and they brought up facts and examples to support their own. They raised their voices and tempers, and they lost their patience and respect. They felt like they had a conflict and a solution, and they liked to win their debates and competitions. But then, they heard someone else's voice, who interrupted them. He was an old man who had been sitting nearby, watching them. He was a wise man who had lived on the mountain for many years, teaching others. He was a Zen master who had learned the secrets of life, and he wanted to share them with Jack and Jill. He said, "Neither the flag nor the wind is moving. It is mind that moves." Jack and Jill were puzzled by his words, and they asked him what he meant. He said, "The flag is just a piece of cloth, and the wind is just a stream of air. They are not moving by themselves, but by your perception of them. You see them as moving because your mind is moving. Your mind is creating an illusion of movement based on your expectations and assumptions." He said, "Your mind is also creating an illusion of reality based on your beliefs and opinions. You think that your answer is right because your mind is right. You think that your view is true because your mind is true. You think that your way is best because your mind is best." He said, "But your mind is not right or true or best. Your mind is just one way of seeing things among many others. Your mind is not fixed or absolute or final. Your mind can change or adapt or grow." He said, "If you want to see things as they are, you have to stop moving your mind. You have to calm your mind and clear your mind. You have to open your mind and free your mind." He said, "If you do that, you will see that the flag and the wind are not moving. They are just being. They are just existing. They are just part of the whole." He said, "And you will see that you and your friend are not arguing. You are just communicating. You are just exchanging. You are just part of the whole." He said, "And you will see that you and your life are not unhappy. You are just living. You are just experiencing. You are just part of the whole." He said, "And you will see that you and the world are not separate. You are just connected. You are just related. You are just part of the whole." He said, "And you will see that you and the whole are not different. You are just one. You are just same. You are just the whole." He said, And you will see that you and the whole are not moving. You're just still. You are just peaceful. You are just happy. He said that is the secret of happiness. Jack and Jill were stunned by his words, and they felt a change in their hearts. They realized that he was right, and that they were wrong. They realized that they had been moving their minds too much, and that they had been missing the truth. They realized that they had learned a valuable lesson. They decided to use their lesson wisely and kindly. They decided to stop moving their minds and to start stilling their minds. They decided to stop arguing and to start listening. They decided to stop competing and to start cooperating. They decided to stop moving their minds and to start being happy. And they decided to be happy for the rest of their lives.